Today in class, if you were absent, here are the instructions or the tutorial to make a battleship game in a spreadsheet. We will learn and practice several skills as we do this battleship practice. And you are welcome to stop, play, and pause as you do each step, or backtrack if you need to so that you can keep up. So very first of all, you should come up to where it says Untitled Spreadsheet and name this battleship. Okay? Next, you're going to go to the bottom right here where it says Sheet 1, and you are going to double click with the left hand clicker, and you're going to type My Base. Enter. After you click My Base and enter, you're going to right click with your mouse over My Base, and you're going to click Change Color. And you're going to choose a green color to indicate this is a friendly base. This is your base. Okay? Next, you're going to put your mouse in column A, your cursor right over the letter A, and you're going to click and drag all the way over to J. I'm going to show you that again. Click and drag all the way over to column J. If you've done it correctly, you'll see this entire section is blue. Once you've clicked and dragged and selected columns A through J, you're going to right click and you're going to select Resize Columns. And then you're going to put in 30 pixels and then click OK. We're going to get our columns more like individual battleship spaces. Now we're going to do the same thing with the rows. We're going to put our cursor in row 1 and we're going to select down to row 11. If you've done it correctly, you'll see all those rows are selected from all the way to the left, all the way to the right. I'm going to do that one more time. You're going to click in row 1 with your left mouse clicker and drag all the way down to 11. And then again, you're going to resize the columns. Resize rows 1 to 11. And you're also going to choose 30. Okay. All right. Now we're going to learn how to merge cells. We're going to merge the cells that are part of our battleship game on row 1. So we're going to click in cell A1, which is the intersection of column A with row 1. And then we're going to drag all the way over to J. And then we're going to come up to this little button right here. It's right next to borders. It's called Merge Cells. You're going to click on that. And as you can see, those used to be 10 cells and now they are 1 cell. Okay? Now you're going to do a little series of things. First, you're going to change your font size. I think 14 would be a good size. And then you're going to realign it so it's not on the left but in the center. And then you're going to put a background color. You can choose your own background color. I'm going to do a light blue. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to do, how about this bluish color that's on my custom row. Then you're going to come in and type My Base. Okay, and enter. All right, if you did that right, it should say My Base. And you know what? I can see that, oh, it is size 14, so it's going to be bigger than the other ones. It should be size 14, it should be centered, and it should say My Base. There is one other thing I want you to do to this, which is to change the font style. This just gives us some practice with formatting. You can choose any style, and to tell you the truth, I think I'm going to go with size 18. I like that. Okay, next what we're going to do is put our mouse in column A, row 2, and we're going to select all the way to J11. By clicking and dragging. I'm going to do that again. You're going to click in A2 and click and drag. If it doesn't work, just click outside of the box and start again. A2 to J11. Once you have done that, you're going to change the color of this section to a shade of blue, like the ocean where the battleships are. And I'm going to choose a very light blue color. Now when I click over here, I can see the actual colors. All right, now we're going to learn how to use borders. So I'm going to select that entire section again, left click and drag, and I'm going to click on the borders. Then I'm going to choose the option that shows a line in between every cell. That's this one right here. And when I do that, it's going to put a line in between each cell. All right. Now we're going to create an enemy base. And the way that we're going to do that is actually really easy. We're just going to duplicate the tab that we already created by right-clicking on the sheet down here, My Base. So right-click, and when you right-click, this little menu comes up, and you will choose Duplicate. Now I'm in a new sheet, and it looks exactly like the other sheet. It duplicated it exactly. But I'm going to change, instead of saying Copy of My Base, I'm going to double-click on this and call it Enemy Base. Enter. All right, I don't want my enemy base to have a green tab just like mine, so I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to change the color, and I'm going to do red. That seems to me like an enemy color for some reason, even though I love the color red. Okay, after you do that, we need to make some changes so that we can tell the difference between the enemy base and our base. Right now, they look exactly the same. So what we're going to do is come up here, and instead of My Base, we're going to type Enemy Base. And then we're going to enter and go back up to that cell. And we're going to choose a different fill color. I'm going to do a light red. And then we're going to change the color of our ocean by clicking in cell 2, A2, and going down to J11, and then choosing a different fill color. All right. So now my base and the enemy base look different, so hopefully I won't get them mixed up. We're actually almost done with our project. All we need to do now is put on our ships and get ready to play. Each time you play, you'll want to put on, change the position of your ships. In fact, you might even want to duplicate your base. Duplicate your base and change it each time so that it's blank. But anyway, we're not going to do that today. You can figure out how to do that later if you would like. So we're going to first put our carrier ship. You can put it anywhere you want. You're going to click and drag 5 cells. It's a little hard to see. Oops, and I'm making a mistake right now, and so I'm going to click out of there. Instead of choosing where the ships go in my enemy base, I should be on my base. So I'm going to choose a place to click and drag 5 cells. My carrier ship is going to be white, so I'm going to come over here and select white. Then I'm going to place my battleship. That's the ship that's 4 cells wide. And that is going to be green. You can choose any color of green that you want. Then I have 2 submarines. And my submarines are going to be purple, so I'm going to click and drag 3 cells and choose purple. Click and drag 3 cells and choose purple. It's actually pretty easy. This project takes the entire class period when we do it as a class, but I have a feeling that done on an individual basis, it would take half that amount of time. Very last, you have a ship that is 2 cells wide, and it's yellow, and that is the destroyer. Now you're ready to play Battleship. All you need is someone else with a computer, and they've placed their ships. And then when you're playing the game, you go to the enemy base and you make a guess. You would say something like D4, and your opponent would look and see if there's a ship in D4, and they would say either hit or miss, and you would mark that space. You could either mark it with a letter or a color, depending on what you wanted to do. And when you're done playing the game, you can reset everything so they're all blank by doing Control-Z enough times so you get back to how it was at the very beginning. There you go. Let Mrs. Wadley know if you have any questions.